Hey everybody, it's Agent, and here today in front of me I have Power of the Primes, Decepticon Dreadwind. He is the last of the deluxe class for the first wave. I'm hoping to have some of the other ones in shortly, so we will just have to wait to see them. But in the meantime, here is his package, and of course you have him in his jet mode. You got deluxe class Dreadwind, Power of the Primes artwork. I'll show when we got the card, and of course you got him posing, and you got him with his prime armor, him in his jet. He takes 13 steps to transform, showing you a couple of the primes. And for those who decide they want to read it, pause it now. And we're done. So here is Dreadwind. Let me show you his card while I'm remembering it. So there's his card. That's the same artwork that's on the cover. Mine's a little bent for some reason. But on the back it says Amalgamus Dreadwind, which is another one of the primes. I think one of my other cards had that written on it, and I still couldn't pronounce it that time either. Yes, it was for Dinobot Swoop. Still couldn't pronounce it, but it takes ominous airborne forms. Ooh, scary. But there you go. He also comes with a set of instructions, which are right here. And there's the back. Not going to get into it because it's the same type of set of instructions you got with Titan's Return and Combiner Wars. And in his jet mode, I already have his prime armor sitting up on top, which if you've noticed, it's not just black with a clear middle plastic piece. It is actually purple and grayish white and teal, I think. I don't know. I'm not that great with colors. And other than that, you also have his gun, which is right there. We'll get into that a little bit later, and we will pop this off and get into that a little bit later. So, there we have his jet mode, which if you look at it, it looks relatively similar to some of the Combiner Wars jets, especially for, let's see, the aerial bots. But transformation is going to be relatively similar. They did make a few changes in this one, so it's going to be a little bit different. There's a little bit of remolding done to it. But as you can see, it's very nicely done, and it's very well molded detail built into it. You got some paint colorations. You got the purple. You got that light gray. Some of the same color that's on there is built in. You got the Decepticon logos painted on. You got the rubber tip, and of course, you look on the bottom and wow, it's Titan's Return? No, sorry. It is Combiner Wars. Titan's Return is still really fresh in my mind, so yeah, these are definitely the same legs as some of those other jets, but as you can see, it's got the chest plate with that, and you can see his head. But there you go. So let's get him with size comparisons. Here he is with Jazz. I would think he would be a little bit bigger because he's a jet. And here he is with Swoop, who definitely is much bigger than him, especially in the wingspan department. Still really like this guy. And here he is with Slug. All of his same wave mates. So there we go. He's a jet. He flies. Yeah. No wheels, no landing gear. He's jet. He's got some rubber tipped wings there. So let's just get on with transformation. The first thing you want to do is untab the arms from right here and that tab. You do that on both sides. And as you can see, it's already pretty much the same. You can take his legs and pull them apart like that and pull them up. Come on. It's very stiff on mine, but that's a good thing. You just make sure that these holes are forward so that this peg and this peg will go into there. And here's where the little bit of the molding differences. As you can see, the wings actually moved with the legs because they are on this double hinge right here. Before we move those, we're going to take these and move them up. And then the wings, there is a hole there and a tab there. Just tab that in, and you can move that back if you want. And we're going to do the same on that side. And get that plugged in. There we go. And move the wing back. Or if you want, you can move it forward. Whichever you choose. It's yours, so your decision. Do with it as you wish. I did happen to neglect to mention that there are Prime Master or Titan Master pegs right there on the wings, so they can ride along with him, and that they have some molded in missiles. And then you can just separate the legs, and there you go. Arms, those are on a rotation. It's hard to see right there, but see right here, and that will just move all the way up, and then you can just rotate the arm down, or you can just do it all in one like that. See? Whoop, there we go. And then you take the cockpit and you separate that from the main body, and that pulls straight down, and then you can split that right at that hinge, and that will plug into these two holes with that peg right there. There you are. And last but not least, you rotate the head. So there he is, Dreadwind. Now I kind of like this figure. His face is really well molded. I mean, I don't know if you're going to pick up on some of that deep purple. I mean, in my lens right now, it doesn't look that deep of a purple, but in real life, it's pretty dark. He's got some yellow eyes, and he's got the molded in face detail there. Let's get that right up there so you can see it. So yeah, it's very nicely done. You got a little different paint app right there for those ears. It's a painted on front silver chest piece, which mine's loose. And then of course you have your red right there. And of course silver on the legs and gray on the feet and gray on the back here. So there you go. There he is. Articulation wise, his head is on a ball joint, so it will go 360 around, but with the way the head is designed, there's not much up and down movement. And then of course his arms will go out that far. Elbows will bend and pop right off. That's the way that goes. He's got an elbow joint right there. It goes to about there. It does not go any further back, so he's pretty straight armed. And of course he also has some upper arm rotation on a mushroom peg there. And as for his feet, goes up like that, goes all the way back like that. He's got a knee joint that goes a little less than 90 degrees, and of course he has a upper thigh rotation and nothing at the toes. Get that plugged back in here. I'm really cranking on him here. So now if you can see this, he, just like everyone else in his deluxe class wave, he is a combiner as well. So he will be either an arm or a leg for a upcoming combiner. Not sure at this moment what it is, or at least I'm not. But I will go through that later when I do it. I will go through his either leg or his arm mode. I mean, if you have the Combiner Wars jets, you pretty much know how that's going to work. So that's why I'm not going through it. His accessories that come with him, of course, he's got his gun, which is very nicely molded with big gaps right there, but that's on the bottom. Very nicely molded with some detail. And of course, that can plug into either hand, like so, and like that. And then of course he comes with his prime armor, which can be a hand with some nice white fingers. And then of course these rotate too, but it's also prime armor, which is why this can fold down, because that will fold down, and you can take this and plug that right into there, and there is his prime armor. And just like every other one, this can come out, and it will, and can be used as another gun. So we'll plug that in there, and of course you can take your Prime Master, or in this case Titan Master, and plug that right into the front. And the same feeling I have for all the other ones so far is it just looks ridiculous. It just looks ridiculous on him. So let's just take that off. And there you go. So there he is. Let's do some comparisons. Alright, so there he is with Jazz. And there he is with Swoop. And there he is with Slug. So there you go. Deluxe class Dreadwind and his power armor. So, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, please make sure you hit the like button. Please subscribe. Both things help me out greatly, and I would much appreciate it. So please take the time to do that, and we'll see you next time.